Nacho, this is Nacho from Spain, says, I'm learning 3D for 1.5 years now. I did a master in 3D environment art, so I'm specialized in environment and prop art. I've made a portfolio this year, and I keep working on it. Now I'm finishing this Egypt temple and working on a new environment with the current pieces. Is it missing something? Should I make it only focus on hard surface, foliage, vehicles? I also plan in the future for having more job opportunities to make a portfolio of characters and creatures. No, you don't need, like, if you want to do environment, you don't need characters and creatures. And I already can see from this thumbnail, man, this is awesome. This looks very cool. Nice, man. Yeah. Form on the sculpts can definitely be improved a little bit. Looks a little bit lumpy in some elements. Foliage can also improve a little bit. The reason why I say this is because the color on the foliage looks very flat. So I would add a little bit more variation on the color. Maybe on the roughness as well. But yeah, this is cool, man. This is nice stuff. I love the pillars. You did a great job on the pillars. And the walls. This looks good. Now, this is an artistic advice or an artistic feedback that I'm going to give you. Be very careful with these very VC environments. You don't want to have grunge everywhere, right? Like, if I see this piece right here, everything is damaged. This stub pieces, the columns right there, here, the ground, like, it looks a little bit too damaged. Remember, the damage needs to have an explanation. Like, why are we damaging? Like, for instance, why are we seeing damage on this piece right here but nothing on here? That makes no sense. If this is erosion, or if someone like literally started carving or cutting that away, he would have hit this part as well. So it needs to have a little bit more of an explanation, like a real world explanation. So it's very, very important that we don't overdo it. And taking a look at reference is always important, right? So Egyptian, I know you did, because you have a lot of like cool things right there. So Egyptian ruins. But even like on Egyptian ruins, you're gonna see this. Like, usually there's gonna be more damage towards the bottom section or the top section, one or the other, but not both. Look at this, right? So if we take a look at this, we see more damage here and not too much damage on the middle sections of the elements. Maybe a little bit more there on the top. Same here. Look at this. Big damage here, big damage here. Not too much damage on the top because it's not very easy to reach the top. So we gotta be careful on that construction of the damage. Okay, Nacho? Let's take a look at this other one. Oh, I love this one. Great light. Very dramatic. Nice, Nacho. It's fine. I don't mind. I actually find it funny, but I've had some teachers that tell me that this is like, no, you should never do this. You should never be so self-absorbed to use your own name on your stuff. I remember there was this very famous Ink Master episode a couple of years ago, tattoo episode, and there was this guy that was tattooing a clock, and he did a specific time on the clock, a very weird time, like 2:47 or whatever, right? Like very weird time, because usually clocks, you do it so that the little hands of the clock are either like on this like V section or 45-degree angle. He did like a very weird clock, and he was like, well, what the hell is that? Like they were asking him, why did you tattoo that specific time? And he was like, oh, that was the time I was born. It's like, oh my god. Like, that feels very entitled, right? Like very self-absorbed to tattoo on someone the time that you were born. Like, you would ask the person who is getting tattooed, like, what time you want to have on the clock, right? And he said that he did all the time. Like, every time I do a clock, if there's no specific time that the client wants, I always tattoo at the time that I was born. It's like, I don't know, feels very, very, very weird to do that. But this is great. Now, one thing that you're missing on both of the elements so far, like I can see the Volkswagen here, but I didn't see it on the Egyptian one. It's more breakdowns. Yeah, I would like to see more breakdowns, like of the columns. Like, unless you didn't do the columns. Did you do the columns? We're responsible for the entire creation process, including... Yeah. So if you did the columns, show me the columns, man. Show me breakdowns of the columns. Show me breakdowns of the plans. Show me breakdowns of more of the elements. Be very careful with this. This looks way too intense, way too sharp on the displacement. I would keep them a little bit softer. Again, that's just personal opinion there. This look a little bit dirty. Yeah, I did not think this was a shotgun. I thought it was a ship. I'm not sure what the concept was. It's a very weird... It's cool. It's an organic concept. I don't mind it, but it just looks very weird as a concept. It does not read as a shotgun. Execution is not bad. I do find it a little bit noisy on the texture, like a little bit too grungy. We talked about this before. Like, we need to have some rest areas. They're called rest areas. Areas where there's not a lot of stuff going on. But it's a fun one. Yeah, red topology is definitely good. Again, some of these details I might not include them like that, because as you can see, we have way too much geometry for something so simple. Might not be worth it. You can simplify it. Again, it's just like nitpicking at this point. Good stuff, Nacho. Good stuff. Oh, I like this one. Yeah. Yeah, I would recommend, because I know you mentioned this on your message, if you should do characters and creatures. No, you don't need to. Like, your stuff is really good in terms of like the modeling and the sculpting, so just focus on that. Just keep focusing on that and doing more of the environment stuff.